What is going on, everybody? Hopefully y'all safe, y'all chilling, and y'all wearing your mask. Because again, if Cooler can wear his mask and he don't even like this planet, y'all can wear y'all mask. Amen. Alright, but finally, ooh, let me clear my throat. So finally, we finally made it to part 2. I know it took me a long time. A lot of time I've been procrastinating getting this video out, but if you're even wondering, you know, when you hear the word part 2, obviously I got a part 1. I'll link that in the description below. So don't worry about it. I have it all in one spot for you, and I'm gonna try to make this video not be too long. I promise y'all I'm not gonna try to make it long. If it do turn out to be long, it's for good reason, so please forgive me. You can always just listen to it a little bit and come back later, but please forgive me if it turns out to be extra long. But alright, let me go ahead and shut up and let's get into it, and let me rewind. So this is the Fighterz edition. The first one was mainly about kind of more general, but this one I wanted to be more about fighters, like how do you get better at, you know, DBZ, Dragon Ball Fighterz. So alright, let me go and shut up, let's get into it. So first thing is, you gotta stop the panic vanishing and mashing vanish. Basically the same thing. So I'm sure y'all have came across people, so I got the CPU set to vanish, and you know, they just mash and vanish like this. Y'all came across people like that, so that's something, and y'all probably came across it, and some of y'all watching probably do this yourself. I'm guilty of it as well. I ain't no saint, but that's something you have to keep to a minimum, you know, because if the opponent starts to catch on, so that's something you have to pay attention to. Like if they do it, you know, right away, you know, alright, maybe it threw you off, but if they do it, you know, every time, at some point you gotta be able to, you know, bait it out and then punish accordingly. A lot of times people not kind of mixing up their options on defense. A lot of times people feel like, you know, panic vanishing and mashing vanish is like the go-to thing, and a lot of times it really happens in the corner, because, you know, of course, if it hits, now you in the corner. So you just got to keep that in mind when you're playing people, and, you know, for yourself, to trust your blocks and not just, you know, panic vanish. Trust your blocks and see, you know. And another thing, actually, you know, while we're still on that topic, is in this instance, you see, like, I ain't got no meter. What am I really gonna do, you know, if I hit you? It ain't really gonna be that much damage. Let me just make a realistic scenario. You might be right here, and I got no meter for whatever reason. It ain't no reason for you to mash vanish, because the next hit won't even, you know, kill you unless they decide to burn spark, but the next hit won't even kill you. And that goes for, you know, panic vanish, panic reflect, as Cool Sticks say, reflect on your actions. You know, a lot of times it's just better to just block. That's the bottom line. It's better to just block, because it's not, you're really putting yourself in situations, the risk reward is kind of more so in the favor of the person that's on the attack. Because if you manage to get, you know, get them out the corner, it's like, all right, whatever. But if they, you know, scope it out, now you could basically be dead at this point, you know, depending on whatever combo they do. See how much damage that was? And I missed the Dragon Rush, all because you was panic vanishing and the opponent, you know, figured you out. So next point is to not be predictable on your block strings and kind of, you know, switch it up. You know, I played this one guy. He was actually pretty good, but he always just went to the same block string like this. So it wasn't Gotenks he was using, but, you know, it's the same idea. You know, he just always did this. Never switched it up. And again, that goes back with, you know, catching people that's always, you know, mashing Vanish. Now, you see how they reflect up? Most of the time, people just be so caught up in, you know, they own stuff, they're not really paying attention to what the opponent doing. So you got to pay attention to, you know, and that kind of goes into a later point, but I guess I can bring it up now. You got to focus on your habits, keep yourself in check, and keep the opponent in check as well. So try not to just stick to the same block strings. Kind of try to, you know, stagger, you know, throw things in, because now, and see, now I'm paying attention to the, now they reflect. Now you can punish, you delay after the key blast, things like that. So just try to vary your pressure, your offense, you know, like things like that, just to kind of just throw off the opponent. And it's not so just so much of a straight line with everything that you're doing, because you know, people definitely get in the habit of just doing one thing, especially if it works. And just because it works, you know, let me see the best way to phrase it. Like this, if I say it's working, why should I stop doing it? It's like, that's not good. You should definitely not keep doing the exact same string over and over, and not even trying to vary, you know, your block strings up. Because after a while, you're going to get downloaded. Then you get downloaded, then you're looking crazy because you don't know how they figured you out. So just try to vary your block strings, you know, and just keep in mind, if you do strings with key blasts, keep in mind, like, the opponent might think, okay, he, in the back of their head, the opponent might think like, okay, he might do a key blast, and if he do it again, I'm going to reflect. See, if you have that stuff in mind, and then you got a backup plan to punish, then that's different. But if you just, you know, la-di-da-di-da, just keep doing the same string over and over, that's not good. And that's just one example. I mean, just block strings in general, just switch it up. And I think I brought up this point before, but in another video, but I'm gonna bring it up here. Learn all your characters. There's so many people I done ran into on this game where they are only good with one character, and then the other two are like strictly assists for the most part, you know. And a good example is pre-patch Roshi B. I played some people, ran into them in casuals. They legit only knew how to play with Roshi B. I'm saying just Roshi B, not Roshi. So every time I would tag Roshi in, and I guess that goes with learn other characters and not rely on just one assist. When I kept switching in Roshi, his team fell apart because he based everything around Roshi B. And then the other part to that is, if I took out the characters he knew how to play with, then Roshi was screwed because he didn't really know how to play with him. So learn all your characters, just because you never know if somebody figured that out and, you know, they start kind of tearing your team apart one by one. That's how my team is with Gogeta. Gogeta is horrible by itself. I hate having him by itself, so I always have him on point. And the thing is, if he die, I still got Gotenks or Broly. If Broly die, I still got Gotenks and Gogeta. They work well together. You see what I mean? They're able to bounce off each other so well. The only time the team is really at its weakest is if Gogeta is by itself. But, you know, Just keep that in mind. So the next thing is, oh, you know, I brought that up earlier, reflecting when you can just block, kind of weighing the risk reward when it comes to, you know, reflecting. If somebody ain't got no meter, or, and this, I can say this for Spark as well. I definitely be playing people that Spark, you know, first hit, they get you in one block stream. Now they doing Spark, and the Spark is only like what, 5-10 seconds or something like that on your first character, and stuff like that. If somebody sparked that early, that's a dead giveaway that they really fold under pressure very easily. Because if they really want you off of them just like that, and you barely taking any damage away, their defense might be a little suspect. So keep stuff like that in mind as well. Sometimes with this game, and I feel like a lot of games, it's the small details that matter just as much as the bigger details too. So next point is, try not to, guard cancel is an interesting one. I say probably just not try to be, and that goes hand in hand with being predictable when it comes to your defense. Like I was saying, when somebody spark early, 9 times out of 10, if a person sparks early, they are the type that will guard cancel right away because they don't want to be under no kind of fire, no kind of pressure. So keep in mind, again, your habits when you're on the defense, because people will pick up on that. So next point is the movement. So movement is still kind of, let me see, the best way I can put it is movement like this. Like, people are very predictable. If somebody, you know, running away like this, all they trying to do is just fill up their assists, you know, things like that. Or, so this the round start position. Some people I have played have, you know, they always start by jumping forward. I remember one guy, he played with Gogeta A assist long time ago. He started the match, he jumped forward, called Vegeta A. I legit would just jump up and Dragon Rush, and he kept doing it. He kept doing it even after. And it's like, stuff like that, you know, if people still, and I guess that can kind of mesh into what I'm talking about too. Me personally, I don't like to play people that keep falling for the same thing, because after a while, it's like, I feel like, because we both trying to learn, you know. So if I'm playing somebody and I feel like I'm not learning nothing, they keep falling for the same things, it's like, it kind of gets boring after a while. So what I recommend to y'all is that you play people that kind of match you trying to figure out the game and things like that, instead of people that just kind of don't care. They just playing just to play, which ain't nothing wrong with, you know. Everybody play for different reasons, but more so if you're trying to play to get better, try to stick to playing people that want to get better as well, because that way y'all kind of bounce ideas off each other. You're not really kind of staying in one spot because you're playing people that's just basically doing the same thing no matter what you do. You know, like how certain UI players, they keep doing the wake up DP move. As soon as I see that, I instantly like, all right, after this match I'm gone, because it's like, you ain't really, they ain't trying to switch up nothing. Alright, I was going on a rant, but y'all get the idea what I'm saying. But back to, you gotta circle back around. So the movement is just not to be so predictable and neutral, and even round start. You know, kind of try to vary. Like when I do round start, I like to backdash or jump back. And you know, maybe that might get scoped out too. Sometimes it do. But sometimes you gotta just kind of switch up your movement, learn to float things like that. Because you see super jump, when you super jump, or double jump I should say, you can't jump no more, and somebody can dash up to you and go for a medium. Like Gogeta, like when I play Gogeta, when people double jump, I love to kind of dash up towards them, because once I do the medium, it clips them as they hitting the ground. But super jump, you jumping at the same height as a double jump, but you can still jump afterwards, you know. And learn what characters you can, you know, use to kind of stay in the air, maneuver around. Just try not to be so predictable in your movement when you in neutral. So next point is, and this one is, I see this a lot on Twitter and on YouTube, please have your own mind. And when I say please have your own mind, is that people love to meme about characters that's bad, or meme about stuff that's good, meme about stuff that's broken, quote unquote. And a lot of times it starts to affect how other people feel about the game. Like characters, let me see a good example. Blue Vegeta. A lot of people, even last season, like, you know, more people picking them up now than before, but like last season, for example, people wouldn't play with Blue Vegeta because other people say the character is not good. Try the character out for yourself, or even if it's not a character, it's a shell or a team. Try the team out for yourself. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, if I see a Videl, Frieza, Goku Black team, I would instantly think that team is, you know, kind of suspect. But who am I? I don't know how none of them characters play, how they mesh with each other. It's just how I look from the surface. But what I want to get across to you is, don't let what other people say about your team or your characters sway you to change, or, you know, you feel like an outsider or something like that. If you want to change, then you do that, but only when you feel like you have did, you know, your research, or you try, it ain't work out for you. But don't switch characters because somebody else said it, the character bad. A lot of times people say characters bad and they don't even really know too much about them. It's just on the surface. So just have your own mind. I'm telling you, you know, have your own mind. When this game first came out, I had, my team was Gotenks, Broly, and Super Saiyan Blue Goku. And people thought that team was just unusual at the time. And I still kept using them, and the team just kept getting better and better, and I started figuring out things with that team. And it's like, man, this team really meshed well together. You won't know if your team meshed well together until you really give it a try. So, like I say, I might think of Frieza, what team I say, Frieza, Goku, Black, Videl is super suspect, or Fugazi. But you don't let what I say or anybody else say make you switch. You keep on trying, and then if you feel like it ain't working out, then you make the switch. But don't do it because I said it's bad, or or somebody else said it. And that goes for setups too. I'm sure y'all can agree. It's a lot of times you see setups on Twitter and you see things, people say, oh, that looks reactable. You know, people love to say stuff reactable. Everybody is a reactable guru when it comes to, you know, Twitter and things like that, but get opened up when you actually in a match. But don't let people sway you when it comes to setups, anything. Shoot, it in life. that's a whole life lesson I had to throw in there for you. Now, the next point is, so let me go and give us some meter. So y'all know about when characters have, so you see I got it guard first only. So you see beam, it's a true block string. Gotenks still blocking. But if I wait a little later, then he gets hit. So what I want you guys to start doing is to not take the Vanish at times when it's not even, you know, let me see. I'm trying to think of one. So I'm gonna do Donut. So you see it's not a true block string. So the good thing is moves like that you should let go of block just so you don't. This what happens. See, now I'm right here. Alright, now see, now I held that. Now I'm blocking. Now I'm in block stun and things like that, and potentially could lose a character. But see, if I let go of block, now I'm out the situation. Now I reset neutral. And I know you probably thinking, you know, I let go of block, what if they hit me or something like that? Remember, if it's a true block string anyway, you're gonna be blocking by default. So you let go of block for like a split second, you see, alright, it's a true block string, let me block again. That's all. But if you let go of block, then bam, you reset neutral. So, and people love to kind of do fake strings or fake moves into Vanish and, you know, make you think it's real, but you honestly don't even have to hold this a lot of times. So keep that in mind as well. And the next point is, I think, let me see. Yeah, raw tags. People are very predictable with raw tags. So let me see. I know y'all seen people like this. And let me see. Cause I got some. Okay. Now, if you see somebody health like this and then they got 2 fresh characters and then they backing up, what's the first thing you gonna think they gonna do? They gonna try to raw tag. So this is for people that like the raw tag, and also for people to be aware of situations like this to be ready for it. You know, don't just be autopilot on your end, just playing your game and not focus on what the opponent is doing too. You know, don't be so predictable with your raw tag. Sometimes you just gonna have to fight it out and, you know, kind of play it off. A lot of times, no matter what you do, the person know that you trying to just kill time, you know, to vanish, not vanish, but to raw tag in your character and things like that. And another thing is, let me see. No, it's not the key. Where is the health? Oh, okay, here we go. Alright, so I'm gonna just do a level 3. Please know when to tag your character out too, because a lot of times people love to keep in their characters. Why the health go back? Alright, I don't feel like doing that again. Level 3 too long as is. But people, when you get hit with a level 3 or just anything, and you still got, you know, health left over, no, it's bothering me. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Alright. This level 3 is so cool. You see all that blue life? Learn to, and this kind of goes with raw tag as well, the person know that you're going to want to tag out to recover all that blue life. So try to make sure. And then here's another thing. In the case of the person that's on the attack now, don't try to keep your character in. If you got a chance to, you know, get out, then do that. Don't keep your character in and keep trying to fight and you got a big chunk of blue life that you can recover. Because a lot of people, you know, you gotta keep in mind those things. That, and then what happens if you get hit with a combo? Then your character, you end up dying because of it. And you could have just say that switched out, got your character to full life again, you know, Like I said earlier, it's the little things. Gotta pay attention to. It's the little things, the small details. So the last point is, well, you know what? This ain't the last point. I gotta add one on. I forgot to add it on the other one. So when you playing rank, you know, because I know a lot of people, they like to play rank. They like to see they, you know, Super Saiyan, Rose, Pride Trooper, all that stuff. So something to keep in mind when you playing rank, it's easy to get on tilt. When you playing people, you might lose a certain way. I know it's hard, but you gotta try to just cool off, take a step back, take a break. Ain't nothing wrong with taking a break. Sometimes when you take a break, it gives you a fresh mindset when you come back. Sometimes you might just need to take a day or two, sometimes a week. You know, a lot of times these games are just like riding a bike. That's something that will never leave your mind on how to do once you learn it. So with rank, you want to achieve that rank. When you start feeling yourself on a losing streak, you know, you have to get off. You got to get off. And I guess that kind of goes into my last point. They kind of go hand in hand, is just not folding under pressure, getting on tilt. Because when you play rank, you want to kind of redeem yourself. You don't want to leave off on a sour note. But you keep losing and losing, and now you're losing more points, and then that morale will just turn around and just make you just dislike the game and not play it again. So you're gonna have to just hold the L for the night and just relax, take a break, and get off. Because when you on tilt, you're just gonna be doing irrational things. And the point I want to make about folding under pressure is, a lot of times we often lose when it's only one character left. Say for instance, somebody making a comeback on you. You playing amazing the whole game, but now somebody making a comeback on you. Now you're doing irrational things like wake up level 3 and, you know, panic vanish, things like that. It's almost like you can taste that victory, but now you're doing irrational things and trying to basically rush to get the victory because it's the last character. That's actually the easiest way to lose. Because me personally, I can tell when somebody feel that momentum slipping away when I'm making a comeback with Broly. Because of the fact I know people hate Broly, so that goes with their mindset as well. But making a comeback, I know, I can feel that they know that the momentum is slipping away and they trying to do anything to try to get that momentum back. So again, it's the small details. Maybe it ain't small, maybe it's actually big, but it's the little things that matter. And a lot of this stuff, a lot of these games is all about the mental. You gotta have your mental, you know, state, you know, top of the game. And don't ever, I'm adding this on too, don't ever feel like just because you finna play a certain person that your setups ain't gonna work on them because of they name. I done played people that thought just because I'm me, I'm not gonna get hit by this. I get opened up just like everybody else. Goichi gets opened up like everybody else. Yes, Goichi gets opened up just like everybody else. His block's amazing, but he bleeds the same way we do. He human like we are. He gets opened up just like we do. So get that out your head, because that will definitely hinder your growth as well. When you think, oh, this person, I'm not gonna beat this person because blah 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 blah. Man, say you gonna whoop my ASS. I don't curse, so I just say the letter. Just say you gonna whoop my A, or whatever the case may be. When we play, I'm gonna beat you. You know, whatever. But I always never really like when people say, man, if we play, I'm probably gonna get bodied. It's like, you already lost before we even played, because you going into the game with the mindset that you already gonna lose, and the way you play already gonna reflect what you said prior to the match starting. But I think I'm preaching too long. I know y'all probably like, oh, he's spitting, but I'm gonna let y'all go right now, because I think this video went on a little too long. I'm sorry, but it was for good intentions. But thank y'all for listening, And I would love to continue to talk about this in the comment section. Y'all know I stay, you know, commenting y'all and replying. So just hit me up in the comment section. See, I knew it. I knew I took too long. The 30-minute limit was reached. I knew it. But as I was saying before PlayStation interrupted me, you know, y'all know I stay talking in the comment section. I respond to all y'all. I do my best to. Let me know what y'all think about the video, the tips. It might have been stuff I forgot. You know, ask me. I'm always available to answer. So thank y'all for listening. Wear your mask. Y'all take care. And I'll see y'all next time.